I will die on the hill that it does not make a fuck bit of difference whether the toilet paper goes over or under. You know, everybody's got like this heated opinion about which one is right. I could not possibly fucking care less.
Just stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
Why does it matter?
Because it's easier.
How?
What? How? All right, just go.
How?
Just fucking.
How fucking limited are you as a human being
go to the game.
You struggle because the toilet paper is going one way or the other?
Scientists
this is the bonus content. For
our
the episode
scientists figured out centrifugal force for 3 reasons, and one of them was the fucking toilet paper. Start the show, Adam. Fucking.
This is the show.
You know it's a roll, and you can spin it either way.
Either
right?
way,
you can still
like
make
it
a
doesn't
the
matter.
nature of the roll. You know, forget it.
The zen of TP.
It's ignorant.
It drives me nuts anytime anybody
it's
this
definitely
is the right way to put toilet paper, and anybody that doesn't do it is wrong. It's
you
like
don't feel the difference. You're telling me you don't feel the difference.
I couldn't.
Oh my!
You can't tell me that you do either. It's one of those fucking internet things.
Oh my god!
Where somebody's like, "No, I do things the other way" to some people, and if I present that argument in the right way, I'll get engagement.
As long as it takes the shit off my asshole.
No, that's not what it's about.
Care how it gets there.
Okay, you know you have no wrist care, so your wrist, okay, you have to treat it right. And if
you're a bidet user, why do you even care?
Mega Dads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Mega Dads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
I'm freaking sunburnt. My goodness. Welcome. Welcome, everyone.
No, you are. I didn't know if it was a light thing or what. But no, you are. Yeah.
I thought you had one of those cool new diseases.
One of the cool new diseases. No, I got the boring old diseases. Welcome, everyone, to Mega Dads Live, your monthly visit to the place where gamer life meets real life. Podcasting since 2014, we are the ultimate podcast to help you balance your love of gaming with the joys of life in the real world. My name is Adam Leonard, and I'm coming to you live from the 31st floor of Megadad's headquarters, located in the heart of our nation's capital, Champlin, Minnesota. I am joined, as always, by my lovely assistant operating the switchboard, Mabel. Mabel, how are we doing today? Yes. I'm gonna stop you right there, Mabel, because I know you're excited. I'm excited. Everybody with a ounce of intelligence is excited because Donald Trump has 78 charges against him.
Now. Felony charges.
A baker's dozen.
78. And they're not done. Fucking crazy. I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna go right into this.
Mega Dad's being super positive.
Will's here. Antonio's here. Guys, do you get as much pure joy as I do from the fact that this fat, floppy-haired motherfucker, it kind of seems like maybe his goose is cooked, right?
Well, you know when he won, or when he
You'd
lost...
like to think so.
When he lost re-election, like, it was like at the end of Empire Strikes Back or whatever, or Return of the Jedi, when like...
Return of the Jedi, and they blew up the Death Star and the Ewoks were dancing.
Death Star 2 was done, and it was just like... Everybody was celebrating in the streets. Like, I was banging a pot, walking up and down my block, just ding, 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 like dancing. And it was just like pure joy. I've always dreamt of the day where they actually get him. But you know how the justice system is. Like, I mean, he's admittedly guilty. Like, with these latest charges, his lawyers are just like, yeah, he did it, but... Like that's where they're starting. That's where they're starting from.
And then like all the hosts that are willing to talk to this mayor, like, shut up.
He doesn't have such a solid defense. It's kind of jello, man.
Well, when you stiff a bunch of lawyers, the ones that you end up with, the remaining pool, isn't the cream of the crop.
Yeah. I love the fact that it's gotten to the point where there are so many trials and so many charges that they're kind of like, you want to go first? You want to go first? And like the one case of the where he stole the nuclear secrets, the nuclear codes,
Holy
is
shit.
taking a back seat to the more severe charges.
I don't know, man. Back in the day, if I was like driving around like too late, I would get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And now this guy's like slinging secrets to God knows who and like fucking storming the Capitol. It's fucking
the stealing the
being charged
nuclear
with
codes,
treason
is-
and sedition. And
yeah, it's the lesser.
it's
the lesser of the things.
It would be nice, right? Wouldn't it be nice?
It would be
Wouldn't
nice.
it be nice if
really
Trump was hot?
It would be, but
I mean,
If
he's
there's
not going to go to
anything-
jail, but goddamn, this feels good to just see this shit pile and pile
yeah,
and
see,
pile.
you said it. You even said he's not gonna go to jail.
Right? No, he's
Nothing's
not.
gonna happen.
He's not.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Is that?
Nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, Will, why'd you have to bring everything? Megadeth
he
being
asked
super
me.
realist.
Because he asked me. You can just appeal his bullshit up to the Supreme Court. He's stacked, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would
you know
love
what?
it. I would
You know
love it.
what?
I would love to feel the joy that Adam does, but I'm not convinced anything's actually going to happen.
Here's where I'm at. I'm just reveling in the joy that it's all fucking out there.
Yeah.
Whether or not the guy goes behind bars,
Well,
just
Adam-
the fact that it's so blatantly out there, I love it. I love it.
If facts mattered to his base,
Right.
we would not be in this situation to begin with, because it would not have started, and he would not have nuclear codes to leak and sling about.
We are about gaming, right? And we are about
Yes,
being
please,
super
God,
positive.
yes.
But I don't like the fact that we can't just say this type of shit without knowing that somebody somewhere listening is just like, hey, man, like I don't know, man. I think that shit is lies from the FBI or some shit. Like,
I'm
This
pretty
is
sure we're safe. The fact that none of those people are listening to this
yeah,
podcast.
fuck
at
y'all
this
if
point,
you
but-
are. I'm sorry, Adam. That's my
Will, what's your super positive?
Oh my gosh, guys. I posted about this in the Discord, but nobody responded to me ever.
I doubt it.
Have you guys... I found the soundtrack to the new Ninja Turtles movie on Spotify.
Oh, I did not check it. Is it good?
The
I
soundtrack?
haven't listened to any of it. I haven't listened to it at all, because I'm sure it's all instrumental stuff. Because this movie is rated PG. I have to take my light down for a second, because I need the list. I need the list. I'm going to forget some of the best ones. The track names on this soundtrack
If Vanilla
have
Ice
brought
isn't
me
on
more
it,
joy.
I don't want anything to do with it. If Vanilla Ice isn't a,
I'm not asking you to
track.
listen to it.
No, I'm very
very
excited.
curious about
I'm
this.
not going to read all the names
Mhm.
of all the tracks, because some of them are normal. There is a track called "Dipshits on a Roof."
What?
Can they do
Dipshits
that?
on a Roof. Murder the Shreks.
Is that slang?
What's the worst that could happen? And then the next track is, in parentheses, the worst that could happen. Grand Theft Ice Cream Truck. I just met you and you almost killed me. Puke Girl. We're very well adjusted. Do you need a veterinarian? I don't need that horse.
What?
And my personal favorite, she's gonna milk us.
Oh. So Seth Rogen's the executive producer of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He
movie,
is,
right?
yeah.
So that checks out. That
None of us have seen this film, right?
No, not yet.
It's not out
Oh,
yet, I
man.
don't believe.
No, it's out.
No, it is.
It's out.
It's out?
This is like the first weekend for it,
Oh,
though.
okay. There we go. All right.
It's
well,
not like you've been missing it for a long time. Or
run to
anything.
the
Pretty
theaters, everyone.
I'm
Will,
going
thank
for my
you.
birthday.
Nice.
When's your birthday, Adam?
It's like in 2 weeks.
Okay. Everybody,
All
Mega Dads, between this episode and the next, drop
But ever
into the
since-
Discord. Wish
Ever
Adam-
since I saw that list of tracks on Spotify, I've been showing everyone I can get to pay attention to me.
Now, I have
Because it makes me so happy.
Will,
It's good stuff.
thank you
yeah.
for bringing that to our attention. I have a question about the track about the milking. What does that mean?
You got to see the movie.
I don't know. You got to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. I had never heard of being milked.
Someone's going to get milked.
Okay.
I don't believe you for a second that you've never heard of being milked. I've been
Antonio,
around for too many of your puppet shows. You know what it is.
what's bringing you joy, Antonio?
Being milked every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the respect. No, joy. I just had a block party. It's actually going on right now outside my house. A very nice person from down the block was like, "Hey, let's have a block party." Do you remember block parties from back in the day? You close off the street, your neighbors come out, and everybody gets to meet each other. They swap like a potluck. They do like some liquor and let the kids run around and stuff, get a bounce house. That's what's happening. They were gone for the longest time. When I was young, it was a thing. And now they're popping up everywhere. Like I've been to friends' block parties, like at least 3 of them this month. Yeah, and then they're all around Chicago, and it's block parties everywhere. And they, typical stuff. They got the bounce house, you got the weird guy smoking in the corner, you got the kids playing in the street doing kickball or whatever it is. It's the typical stuff. And it's really fun. I mean, I haven't talked to a lot of people because of the vid, in the last couple of years. So just getting to know people. I met this really cool guy who used to own a comic book / gaming like place. And it's good to get to know people again. You know what I mean? I'm
this is not National Night Out related.
I have no idea what you mean.
No, I mean block parties. It's just a thing. I'm
from the South. People don't do that here. They just build 8 churches and you associate with whatever building you decide is most correct Jesus-y.
And then the churches go to war like once every 8 years or something.
You know what? I wish they would. It would thin them out a little bit. There's just too many.
We did National Night Out around here. We do that every year, but I don't know. It's last Halloween I took Elliot trick-or-treating. I dressed up as Kratos and he dressed up as Atreus, and we went around the neighborhood. We got to this dude's house, and he had his garage set up and it's all spooky and haunted house and we go in there and we get the candy, and he looks at me, he's like, "Kratos, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "If you guys ever want to hang out, you just come on over." And I was like,
and
"Who the fuck do you think you are?"
he was dressed. What was he dressed like?
Nothing. It was just a dude handing out candy that was impressed that I was Kratos and invited me to hang out. And I'm like, "I'm never going to talk to you. Give me my Snickers and I'm going to be on my way."
Get in the car. We got to go, Elliot. This is not a safe place to be.
We've never had a block party. In my entire life, I've never been to a block party other than just National Night Out.
Socialization, whether you're a kid or you're an adult, is weird. It's like, do I talk to you? Are you stranger danger?
Yeah.
Are you cool? Are you not? Like, do you support Trump or are you of sound mind? Like, nobody fucking knows. So I'm not going to lie to you. It's a gamble. But you got to get out there, make some human interactions. Like you got to touch grass and talk to another human being every once in a while. That's all. Just try it.
So it's going on right now.
Oh yeah, it's outside. It's super loud outside.
He's missing block party.
I was block party for this?
I was out there earlier. My neighbor has a Weber grill. Do you know what Weber grills are? Now that I say block party and you guys are like, what? I don't know if Weber grills are like alien.
I mean, I know what a block party is.
Anyway, so he's got a Weber grill the size of it's got to be like 3 feet circular. It's gigantic, and he got it out, and he's cooking meat, and he's handing it to everybody, and I'm like, you are awesome, man, and it smells like heaven outside.
Let me ask you this. Do any of these neighbors know about the Santa Claus Cops video that you did last Christmas? Did they see that?
I didn't bring it up, but they must have seen it because I was running up and down my block dressed like Santa Claus for a Mega Dad's video. They must have seen it. Yeah. They're like, I'm glad they didn't ask about that.
All right, let's move on to the Mega Dad's Dictionary. Each month on Mega Dad's Live, we play Mega Dad's Dictionary. Between episodes, I send Duncan and Chet, our 2 Mega Dad's interns, out into the world to gather and bottle as much youthful energy as they can to return it here to us, so that we might siphon its energies for the sake of good content. This takes the form of the Mega Dad's Dictionary. You haven't met Duncan and Chet yet?
You're not allowed near the interns, Antonio.
Yeah. We have interns.
Yeah, you
just don't worry about it.
Okay,
don't worry about it.
As far as you're concerned, no, we don't.
How old are Duncan and Chet?
See, this is already where we're going. He's already sizing them up.
I just
He's
want to know.
already trying to groom the interns. Here we go.
You son of a bitch. All right, go.
Are you guys ready for today's Megadad's dictionary term?
I guess Duncan and Chet approved.
Duncan and Chet worked hard on this, you son of a bitch. Today's dictionary term is... spag.
Yay!
I don't think we can say that on this show.
We're not paying them, right? It's an unpaid internship. It's the bad kind.
Dude, I don't know.
We can't afford to pay interns.
Duncan and Chet, if I were to meet them, they would. It's like, no, you're cops. You're cops. Get out of here. Duncan and Chet.
Spag.
You guys, just be nice to Duncan and Chet. They worked hard to get this internship. You don't even want to know what they had to do for Mabel.
SPAG?
SPAG, spag.
Is it slang for spaghetti?
You're so on the money.
Oh my god.
What?
Spag is short for the top of spaghetti, so it means when something is super awesome, it's just like that delicious top of spaghetti. You know, when you get the sauce and the ground beef and the Parmesan cheese, the best part of spaghetti, when something's really great, it's spag.
I quit this show. I quit right now in the middle of this fucking episode.
Do you guys not like mix that into the spaghetti so it's everywhere and it's all good?
Since when is the top of spaghetti like great?
The best part?
No, I mean the best part of the...
I mean, I guess it would be if you didn't like disperse it into the rest of the spaghetti and you just put it on top of nude-ass noodles.
Let me ask you this. When you're making spaghetti... Do you mix all the sauce and everything in one pan, or do you spoon out the noodles and then top it with sauce and cheese?
I top it.
I top it as well.
Oh, see, I'm not in an elementary school cafeteria, so like it's together.
You put it all together.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably should mix it up, but I don't put a lot of sauce on my stuff these days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He prefers his own, Adam.
So wait. The reason that this term exists is because the top of spaghetti is like mind-blowing to kids. Is that what's going on?
It's like the best part, man.
I mean,
love that spag.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't even say it without knowing.
Can't say it with a straight face.
It feels bad to say. It feels
it
like
it doesn't.
I feel like I'm offending two groups.
It feels like we're all gonna end up canceled over this one.
Yeah, the Beefaroni organization.
Like, and not for what it means now. Like, it'll happen later.
Yeah. Oh my god! In 10 years, they're gonna be like, they said spag on the fucking podcast. They were so vile and shit. All right, keep going. I'm not saying it. Not once.
We hadn't even discovered the spaghetti people yet. How could we be racist?
Antonio. when you say spag, right? You hear the sound. What do you get, Antonio, when you get the spag points?
You get put in jail because that shit is wrong, dude. You go directly to jail. You do not pass go.
No points this month.
Nobody's saying this shit, dude. Nobody's gonna say this shit.
You don't go to jail for saying stuff like that. You get fired and stuff.
Dude,
but
we're
you don't
gonna
go
get
to jail.
Dude, we're getting marked on.
No,
everything.
we're sticking with it.
No, you can't put this out on the internet.
Spag time. Let's talk about games. Walkabout Mini Golf. The sports VR game developed and published by Mighty Coconut LLC. Available right now.
Wait.
VR platforms.
What the fuck are you
Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
I feel like you just had a stroke.
Mini Golf : the VR sports game?
Walkabout.
No.
Okay.
Spag.
For crying out loud.
What, you're just saying words. What the fuck
Saying all kinds of words. That's what a podcast
is. What is
That's
happening?
It's called language.
Why are we talking about mini golf? Just go.
So we beat Final Fantasy 16 last week, and I'm looking for some short, quick filler kind of content before Spider-Man, right? Before the Spider-Man comes and takes over our lives. And I thought, what better pick up and play game than mini golf? And there's an all-new VR mini golf game on PSVR 2. This game has been out on other VR platforms. I believe it's on Quest. It's probably on Vive, all that other stuff, because this game's got crossplay. And the thing that's really cool about Walkabout Mini Golf is, well, first of all, it's mini golf. If you like mini golf, you're going to like this game. And it's mini golf without the obstructions and the limitations of the real world. There's some really cool stuff like mini golf at the bottom of the ocean. There's mini golf up in a space station. I played this level today that was mini golf with anti-gravity. And so there are courses where they'll ramp up the wall and up the ceiling, and you'll hit the ball and it'll go up above you. And rather than you being upside down with the ball, you've actually got to hit it overhead or up against the wall like you're standing on the floor. So it takes really cool approaches to mini golf in a way that this is a mini golf that you could never experience in the real world because it's a video game, but you're playing it just like mini golf. You swing your arms, you're holding the PSVR 2 controller, and you're just playing mini golf, but it's like fantasy wise. Antonio's raising his hand. I didn't realize we were being so formal here. Antonio.
The gigantic elephant in the room with this is the control scheme, because number one, golf is cool. Like whether it's, you hit the button and then it like swings your
Is there a course with a gigantic elephant in the room?
That's the thing too. That's the number one question that people want to know. How does this game control? Because golf is good, but only if it controls well.
Well, it controls basically like Wii Sports. You hold the
Nobody
remote.
played it.
You hold the remote and you swing your arm like it's a golf club.
Do you see the club?
You do. Yep. And there's so you press one of the two trigger
This is
buttons.
getting into explain VR to Antonio.
Okay,
territory.
wait. So you're only doing the strength of the stroke, not necessarily like aiming for the ball.
Do you know how to swing a golf club playing mini golf?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
exactly what you're doing.
Congratulations, you can do this.
Okay.
The further your backswing and the harder you swing it, the harder you hit the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no control scheme like a traditional golf game. You don't push the button to power or accuracy. You're literally playing golf.
Do you feel in control?
Yeah, it feels exactly
it feels
like
good. It feels
mini
really
golf.
good.
The cool thing about it is a lot of VR games you'll control with like the thumbstick where you're moving and walking. With Walkabout Mini Golf, all you do is you press the shoulder trigger and it'll put you right at the ball wherever you hit it, lining up your shot. So you don't have to move around your room. You don't have to use controls to walk. All you really need to do is hit the ball, then push the trigger to put you back at the ball wherever it's positioned now, and you just keep going. So it's a VR it's a VR game that doesn't challenge you with room space. It doesn't make you walk around your room to line up your shots, things like that. It's really you just stand still and swing your arms. But I think the coolest part isn't necessarily the VR immersion, but it's the fact that it's like I'm playing mini golf in a way and on a course that would not be possible in real life. And it's just super fun. It's super quick, pick up and play. Every course has hidden golf balls in it. So as you're going through a hole, you kind of look around in your VR space, and if you find a secret golf ball, you can grab it, and then that's a customization for out in the lobby. You can have new clubs, new golf balls, all sorts of little customization options. I will say this is a multiplayer-centric VR game. So you're going to have more fun if you have people to play with in VR. Mini golf on its face is usually a communal game, right? Like nobody goes and plays mini golf by themselves. I am a person that plays couch co-op with my family all the time. That is a limit of this game, is unless you're going to take that VR headset on and off and pass it around the room, the only way you're going to get to play this game with other people is by doing it online.
That sounds like too much. So there is online.
There is online, and there is crossplay. So if you are somebody who owns this game on PSVR 2 like myself, and you know a friend like JB who owns this thing on Quest, You can play together.
Okay.
So we're gonna set up a tea time, me and him, and we're gonna play this thing online. As of right now, I've only been able to play this by myself, and I play through the hole, and then I take it off, and I give it to my son, and he tries to get a better score. That is a limitation of this experience, is that the only way to get that feeling of true mini golf and playing with friends is to play it online. That's kind of a bummer.
When you play with the hole, you get the feeling that it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you get it in the hole. Like
if you get it in the hole quickly. It'd
be frustrating when you can't get it in the hole.
Okay. But if you do get it in the hole, it's all gravy. Got it.
Well, I don't know about gravy.
So what's the price on
I'll tell you what. When you get it in the hole, like before you're expecting to, it's spag. Guys?
Boy, that still sounds bad. It still sounds really rough.
I really like this game. You can buy a cheap version of it for like $10 and then buy course expansions.
Okay.
Or like what I did is I doubled down and I got the entire, I don't know if it's called like a season pack, but I got like the deluxe edition that came with, I think it was 35 different holes.
Oh, damn.
And they've got a hole based on Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And there's one based on Myst, the old PC game from the 90s.
That's actually really cool, but disturbing. But yes, okay.
There's like Haunted House and Space and
So the environments are a key point. Like where
they're really cool.
Are,
they're just super duper cool.
Yeah.
And at any point you can press the X button and it'll kind of like fly you over the course like you're a giant, and you can see it miniaturized right in front of you, so you can like duck down and peek around and see everything. So it's like a little model. The course design is really fun. It's got a really cool kind of low poly art style to it, so it's fun and kid friendly, and it's a lot of fun. It's a no-brainer if you're a fan of mini golf, which I am, and it's a quick game to get in and out. You got 10 minutes, throw on the headset, play some mini golf. It's super cool. So that's Walkabout mini golf. We're gonna move on. Antonio has been playing the big game. I think this is the big game right now, isn't it?
It might be.
Is this the big game?
It might be the big game, yeah.
All right, let's talk about the big game. Baldur's Gate 3 is he's got on here, it says CRPG. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Yeah. CRPG, developed and published by Larian Studios, available on the PC. It will be available on PS5 in September. And then it says right here, eventually for Xbox.
Yes, correct. Yes.
I don't know what any of this means, but let's talk about this CRPG. What's the C? What's the C?
So CRPG originally meant computer role-playing game, but
seriously?
Yeah, that's what the original intent was. But it evolved because the terminology now just basically refers to like an old school RPG, something that is in the vein of like Icewind Dale or Baldur's Gate. Typically, this is a isometric top-down view where you're moving across a map and there's a grid, and then you move to the next map segment.
So, like, think about it. Would it help to think about it like the difference between a strategy game like a Fire Emblem versus a grand strategy game like the name escapes me. It's on PC
Civ.
And no, I wasn't thinking about Civ. I was thinking about fuck. I ruined my own analogy.
The thing about analogies are like you're in an isometric top down, and Baldur's Gate 3 is the latest entry in a long running franchise that's been dormant forever. So Larian Studios created a gem of a CRPG called Divinity Original Sin.
Oh, I've heard about that one, yeah.
Play 1 and 2.
Yeah.
This game is, if you look up and you Google RPGs of all time, they are in the top 5. Every list, every time, if not number 1. The thing that they've done with their games is put a level of care and detail into the fantasy RPG that is unheard of. They've earned the right to make the next Baldur's Gate game. So you have
they didn't originally have a hand in this series.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So they have the pedigree of people who love these type of games, and they earn the right to make Baldur's Gate 3. So this is set, Baldur's Gate, in the world of D&D, and it follows their rule set. So if you think about any RPG, and you think about really any game, there's rules. It's like, I hit you, you hit me, this is how much damage you do. Back in the day, boys and girls, Dungeons and Dragons really had dice and tables and all sorts of things that did math, that figured out, okay, you roll this dice and that means you get to hit me or not, and based on your next roll, this is the armor class of the other thing, and this is if you get to do X amount of damage. So it was all on paper, and that's how we did things, kids. But now video games do the math for you. So in a game typically today where you would miss or get a critical hit, that meant that back in the day we actually did the math to care about that type of thing. So what Baldur's Gate is the latest entry in a D&D, it's a 5th edition based rule set that they have made into a modern, polished, beautiful game. When you play Baldur's Gate 3, you have character models in the world that look head and shoulders more detailed and beautiful than anything you've seen. And back in the day, when you would play a game like this, you would see a zoomed out, like top-down look at it,
right,
and it would look fantasy-ish, but you didn't get that zoomed in, like kind of AAA, like
more dynamic,
cinematic. This fucking game, Adam, is beautiful, and the way that they've sculpted the world is absolutely beautiful. And then when you zoom out, the little fun callback to people who've played D&D is when you zoom out, it looks like a D&D map, because back in the day, if you see a D&D map, it's like, flat on paper, like just like someone drew it, and it looks like that. But then when you go,
so it looks like a map.
Yeah, it looks like a map, but then when you go in, it looks like as real as something like The Witcher or something like that. And
but
there's
still isometric top-down kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, and you can move the camera around, and it's just amazing. D&D, if it's ever interested you at all, this is a way of getting you in. The game does the math for you. It still shows you kind of like what's being rolled and stuff. A little dice will show up when it says, oh, you want to do a skill check, and if you are good at, or quote unquote proficient at this, maybe you can charm this person and persuade them to not fight you, and instead just convince them that you're with them, and they'll move on. It'll show a little D20 dice, and it'll go, and it'll like show, and it'll say if you failed or succeeded. So there's a D&D.
So it simulates the tabletop experience,
Exactly,
rather
absolutely.
than just channeling the vibes of it.
Perfect. Yes, and you can play it single player, where it's you and you get companions, and they have very fleshed out stories that they reveal with you over time. Or you can play multiplayer, and you can actually create a person, and then your friend creates a person, and then you're all playing a D&D campaign in a game space, and it's beautiful. It is a tabletop D&D experience in a game, incredibly beautiful, incredibly polished. The voice work is great. It is, if you ever like fantasy, this is fantasy at the peak.
Let me ask you this.
Please.
Let me ask you this. How much of a time sink is a game like this?
Well,
like, this is not like
if you have to ask, you don't have it.
If you're really good at these type of strategy turn-based RPGs, you can beat it in 60 hours.
No, but I mean, like, this is not a pick up and play kind of game, right? Like, this is definitely like you need to dedicate the time to it.
I mean, so like you can do a battle in like 30 minutes, right? So you go in, there's 10 goblins and a big whatever spider or whatever, and you fight them. And because it's turn-based, it's just a slower game, because you have to move one player then another, then the computer goes. So the pacing is not an action RPG, hence the old school CRPG tag. Yeah. So if you don't like something like an XCOM or the Marvel Midnight Sun, thing, like it's not an action game. So you have to like that. But
Yeah.
if you do, then this is a game to really get into. It goes into a long established world of the Baldur's Gate D&D. So there's all this history that the studio really put a lot of like deep lore into. The characters that you've known for like 20 years are fleshed out and fully realized and voiced. The Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate is a city in D&D, and it's huge and it's iconic, and they recreated the city in a modern game. So for somebody who's a D&D fan, this is like a dream come true. And
Is this a Will game, Will?
There are parts of it that appeal to me. There are parts of it that don't. I do want to get up to a lot of the shenanigans I've seen online. I've seen a sequence where you like open a door and there's like trolls fucking, and one of them gets mad about it, and you can like make fun of his tiny penis, and if you passed all the checks, he gets really like ashamed about it, and then that sounds funny to me. I'm pretty sure there's a scene where you can fuck a bear.
this is true.
I've seen footage of a like weirdly romantically refilmed scene with a bear, and anything that's got that kind of wild shit in it probably has something I'll enjoy.
Will brings up an amazing point. Yeah.
I've been waiting for you to bring up that point like the whole time. You haven't brought up any of our audience focused features.
Bring the
game.
weird,
You
Antonio.
You didn't even talk about how you can
weird.
select.
So
You didn't even talk about how you can select between like 5 different dicks in character creation.
it is an
In character creation. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
it's adult.
When you make a character, you get to change what their dick looks like.
It's adult flavored, so you get to have a vulva or a penis based on what you want it to look like. So there's like 6 peni, and you get to do like, like chode or like very like schlongy, and then like how much hair is around it. And you also have
No
a vulva.
way.
Yeah, the vulva is either very like plush or
There's
more
a trim. There's a trim.
Yeah. So it's like, you get to pick your model and then your trim. So there's genitalia, and the reason is because there's coitus in the game, and you can romance, different people like your companions and have a relationship with them that may result in consensual people coming together for the act of lovemaking. And you may be a human, and they may be a Githyanki, which is kind of like this like almost like lizardy like looking person, or you could be a druid, which means you can shapeshift into a bear, and you could make sweet love to a elven vampire halfling thing. So you can shift your pelvis into the character that you are trying to make the sweet love to. And there are different like scenes and stuff, and put your imagination to it. I haven't gotten that deep into the game to establish
You haven't got
the
that deep?
relationship. Yeah, I haven't gotten that deep, but there's a reason why they're giving you the option to select your genitalia for the cutscenes. So there's an adult.
Yeah, because most of the people playing this game have probably never seen it.
There's an adult streak to this, and with D&D, it's very deep. When you create a character, you can select again.
Stop using the word deep.
So they have put a lot of detail into the game, and I would recommend it to anyone who loves fantasy or D&D or any type of, RPG. This would be one to put on your list and give a try. There's a lot of replayability to it, a lot of gameplay styles that are built into it. The only thing, and you brought it up, Adam, is if you don't like turn-based, there's no getting away from that. It is
Right.
kind of a methodical step-by-step battle system, and if you can't get away from that, then yeah, if you hate it, it might not be for you.
All right. I'm going to talk about one more game real quick here. It's another VR game, surprisingly enough. I got 2 VR games on my docket, and this one was kind of a bit of a surprise to me. Switchback VR is a horror shooter game developed by Supermassive Games, published by Supermassive Games, and it's available on the PlayStation VR 2. Now, this game comes by the folks who have made Until Dawn and the what the hell are they called? The what's that series?
I know what you're talking about. Like the Man
Dark
of Medan,
Pictures. Dark Pictures.
Yeah.
All these choice-based horror games. Who lives? Who dies? Everybody can live. Everybody can die.
I forget those are like a series.
Yeah, that's a whole series, and this is a part of that series. I was sent a code by the PR folks at Supermassive, and the first thing I thought of is, fuck, am I going to be able to play this game? Because those titles are creepy and they're super horror-y, and it's like lots of killing and monsters and serial killers, all this shit. And I was like, fine, I'm gonna fire this up. I'm gonna give it a shot, see what it's like. At the most, I'll probably get some good impressions out of it. And I started this game, and I was immediately taken aback because it's so different from those other games. This is basically a House of the Dead style arcade game in a horror setting from Supermassive.
Oh, that's wild. Didn't they make one for the first PSVR too?
There was a game for
Rush
the
of Blood
original
or something.
Yeah, the original PSVR game. I never played that one, so maybe this could be a continuation of that idea. But basically, what this title does is it puts you on an amusement park ride. It puts you on.
That is exactly what Rush of Blood was.
Yeah, it puts you on a track. You're in this cart, and it's like a haunted house amusement park ride, and they give you weapons, and you shoot shit that comes out at you. Things jump and spook at you, but ultimately it's about getting a high score. So you go through these levels. There's score totems where you want to chain combos together. You can get weapon upgrades, so you can get like machine guns or shotguns or grenade launchers, and all of it is just this immersive amusement park ride, basically in a horror setting. So it's not. There are jump scare moments where the game, it takes full advantage of the VR and the it knows where you're looking in the PSVR 2 headset, so they'll try to get your attention in one direction, and as you're looking at the obvious thing they want you to look at, something will jump at you. But it's not that scary. So it's more of like a thrill ride than like a horror experience that's going to, get your blood pressure rising. It's a lot of fun, and I was surprised at just kind of like the direction that this game took, because I think Supermassive Games, I think these interactive horror movie type titles that they're so well known for, and this is absolutely not that. If you like, arcade light gun games, that's what this is, with a an injection of horror. So it gives you a little bit of the butterflies of going on a roller coaster, where they'll send you really far up on a track, and then they'll drop you down, and you're speeding through all these things as monsters and zombies are jumping out at you. But it didn't give me any motion sickness or anything like that. It's more just like an exhilarating amusement park light gun game. I'm not that far into it, but it's a lot of fun. I think this would be a really good streaming game. I know a lot of people get into like streaming horror titles. I think this would be a fun game to watch somebody stream. So yeah, Switchback VR was it came out of left field, because it was not at all what I was expecting when they sent me the code. I was expecting to just piss my pants with a super scary horror game, but it's more of a fun action title.
This shit looks terrifying. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking at screenshots, and I'm seeing like ghouls and half dead things and like little. So you actually see the rails in the game that you're going down.
Yeah, you're literally on a track that just goes through these levels.
The whole game is one track?
Well, there's a narrative. So there's like different themed levels. So there's like the first one is you're going through this zombie area that's in this sunken ghost ship. So the track goes through the belly of this, sunken ship in the depths of this World War II era like battleship, and there's zombies all over the place. And then there's like a level that's all vampire themed. So you're going through like these Gothic churches and there's vampires coming out at you stuff. And there's this weird kind of loose narrative tying it together, and I haven't gotten far enough to really understand how it's connecting the dots, but it's very clear that the storyline is, superfluous. It really doesn't matter.
It looks cool.
It just stitches the levels together, but it's
like the story of any amusement park ride.
Exactly.
Is it supposed to be a ride that's gone wrong, or do they explain why you're on a track? Because it literally looks like a roller coaster or a track. So did they say what you're doing, like why you're in a track thing?
Eventually, they kind of get to the game starts where you're on a train. You're like on a subway train.
Okay,
and you're listening to a voicemail that somebody leaves you. I think it's supposed to be your sister. And she's talking about how you're coming home for your dad's funeral, and Dad sure loved this amusement park ride, and maybe we'll go on it when you get home. And then the train crashes and you black out, and then you're in the ride.
Okay. No, that's a good setup, actually. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I don't really know if it makes any sense at the end of the game. Right now, it just kind of it just kind of like here's some context to give you a creepy scenario. Now go and get attacked by a bunch of monsters and ghouls. But like I said, the storyline just kind of seems to be there to give you a reason to go through the levels and blast shit. But
it's good.
It's fun. It's goofy. It's a goofy, fun, creepy time. So I like it. Switchback VR. It's on PSVR 2. We have one last game to talk about. I don't know if there's any bear fucking involved, but Will wants to talk about The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. It's an action-adventure title developed by Capcom, published by Nintendo, and it's available now on Switch Online. I forgot that Capcom made this game. I know they made that Minish Cap title, but they made this one too, huh?
They did. There's two of them. There's Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. I'm playing Ages right now. I've played both of them growing up. I really like them. They're Game Boy Color games. If you played Link's Awakening in any of its forms, via like the remake that was on Switch or just ever, this is like more of that, but it's got a layer of complexity to it. The one I'm playing, Ages, the dungeon, it has more of a puzzle focus to it, as opposed to Ages has like more of a combat thing going on. And I have to go back. You can go back and forth between past and the present to try to, solve puzzles and open up and unlock dungeons and things like that. It's all... Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. That's the hot link coming back to say hello. It's a old school top-down Zelda game. I really like it. You said you didn't know if there was bear fucking. There is a bear with little wings that you can ride.
Oh shit!
Man.
Oh,
Link
be
nasty.
Yeah, Link be nasty. He be raunchy as fuck.
Yeah, you can ride him around over little pits and things like that. There is a bear. I really like it. I'm about halfway through it at the moment. If you finish one, it doesn't matter which order you play them in. They are two entirely separate games. It's not like a Pokemon with two versions of the same game. These are two different games. Because like in Oracle of Seasons, you get a rod that you can change what season it is, and that opens pathways, or it doesn't. Like in the winter, maybe you can't get into the mountains because it's like snowed in or something. So you need to change it and then get up there and then change it again. I really like these games, and I'm just taking the release on NSO as an excuse to talk about them.
Well, it's super cool that Game Boy Color. I don't know that there's a huge audience for Game Boy Color games, but I love that they do it.
Yeah. These were two of my favorites for sure. I'm really glad that they're here. I was hoping that maybe they'd remake them like they did Link's Awakening, but I guess that's not going to happen, and it's fine. It's still the same game. It's good.
These are great to, like Adam said, to happen, like to have the option to go back. And, had it not be so crazy right now with releases, this is the exact type of thing that I think Nintendo should lean into. They have gems in the past. Yeah. Nintendo Switch Online is their way that they've chosen to do it, right or wrong. the drip feed. Like, here's a little morsel. We'll see you in a couple months. Like, fucking. But I mean, what they do release though, that is great. So you said that seasons is your preferred over ages, right?
No, Ages I think is the one I like a little bit better.
Oh.
And it's the one I'm starting with.
Okay,
Once you
Ages.
finish either one, it does not matter which one you play first. You can get a code and put that in to the other game.
What?
And you still have to play it, but you get some of your stuff from before, like you get more hearts and stuff like that.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you finish both, you get another code, and you can play like a final third, small third storyline.
No
Dude,
way.
That's
Yeah.
dope for the
Yeah.
time. See, that's revolutionary. You know what I mean? Like to be like, you know, one game into another, and then, dude, that's really cool. I mean, props to the design, you know, to have that go on in the Game Boy fucking Color era. That's
Well, you know what that reminds me of is the old PS1 Resident Evil 2, where you'd play the game on one disc, and you'd save it, and you'd play the other character on the other disc, and you'd play like the B side of the story. And they tried to kind of emulate that in the remake, but it wasn't as good as what they achieved on the classic. I love that kind of stuff where it like incentivizes you to go into that other experience, and it gives you more. So that's super cool. I like that.
Yeah, me too. I've always really liked these games. I'm glad that they're available like this.
Mhm.
And if you like the old 2D top-down Zeldas, these are absolutely worth your time.
Are they going to go back, Will? Is there another 2D? I mean, after the remake of Link's Awakening, after the NSO re-release here, are they thinking after the latest Zelda, you know, are they thinking of going back to the 2D style, you think? Or have they
No.
just had too much success with the open world?
Yeah, I don't think we'll get another one of these, honestly.
It's past
And that's
it.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sleep
I mean,
well,
there hasn't
young
been
prince.
there hasn't been a new one of these that's not like a remake or something since like
Right.
Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I think it's done.
Wow.
Well, that's the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. You know, I've been really quick here before we move on. I've been playing a lot more of my Switch lately. It's become like our family game night machine. We played through Mario 3D World. I think I talked about this on the last episode. And lately we've been playing Mario Strikers. And that game is a lot of fun with 4-player couch
It
co-op.
can be, yeah.
It's, you know, it's just like quick, simple, get 10 minutes in and out, and my family, we're really enjoying that a lot. I just wish you could get some of these games a little bit cheaper.
Wonder's on its way. You got a brand new 59 or 60, whatever.
Is that
the hell.
October?
I don't know. It's coming.
Everything's in October, isn't it?
I don't-
think
yeah, I
everything's
don't
in
know.
October.
Coming this fall.
Coming this fall. All right, let's move on to the headline stories. Every month on Megadads Live, we pick one news story that we want to discuss from the prior month. I'll start things off since we're talking about Nintendo right now. The Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out
No, it's
theoretically next year, second half 2024. It sounds like, who is it? Sharp is manufacturing an LCD screen for this thing, so it's sounding like it's not going to be
Ooh.
OLED in order to keep the costs down.
weak.
Is that a big deal for you, Will? Are you a handheld Switch guy or a dock Switch guy?
I do both. But the OLED screen is really, really nice. It's absolutely worth keeping it in there.
You'd be fine paying a premium for that OLED. I mean, they're gonna make an OLED, of course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that this is not indicative in any way, but like the price difference between the base and the OLED now is like $50,
Right.
I think.
Right.
Like, yeah, of course I will.
Me as a
I did-
TV Switch guy, this isn't a deal breaker for me.
It's
Antonio,
not
are
a
you
deal
even gonna
breaker for me either, but it's just kind of lame,
Yeah.
and it's a step backwards in a
Yeah.
weird way.
Okay, so give me the deets. Are you saying that based on what we know, there is an LCD screen, meaning there is a handheld element, that it is probably a hybrid type thing again, a handheld and a dock situation? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, I think it's
I can't fathom them not.
yeah,
doing
they're
that.
surprising.
back.
Surprising. I'm not gonna say it's
Really?
not surprising. Yeah, because if I was them, I would go, here's the handheld option, here's the console option again. I know.
Okay, but this is like the first time they've not done that, and it did super fucking well.
Yeah, the hybrid
Like,
option has worked out, so I understand.
Here's the lesson: if they learned any lessons from the Wii U, it's that they don't need to fix what isn't broken.
Yeah, they don't change.
Okay,
Don't
sure.
fuck it up.
Yeah.
I always saw the Switch market handheld as different from the console market. And maybe because I'm the adult, that if I look at the Switch 1 and I say, you know what, how I wish you were different? Give me what you're giving me, but give me a more premium experience that is docked because I play on my TV.
Right.
But I do want something from you that is handheld that I give to my kid that they could throw across the room and it won't break. That's what I would want, is two
Well, that's
separate.
not the Switch.
I know it's not. And me, like, from me, I would buy my daughter the new Game Boy whatever type handheld only thing and let them play their shit. And me, I want a souped up thing. Like, see, what you're saying right now is, here's an LCD screen. It's not OLED. So we're not giving you the best. That's not what we're aiming for. We're trying to keep costs down, get the
Where have you
adoption
been,
up.
sir? This has been-
that's
But
totally
that's not what I
Nintendo
want.
territory.
I am a premium gamer. I buy the shit that is
Well-
like, I buy the Xbox Series X, not the
Right.
X.
Well, the S still keeps Baldur's Gate off of it, so
Yeah. I'm just saying that I see that based on the rumors and
Look,
information we have now,
that's-
it is a Switch 2, which is
that's not
okay,
the
fine.
race that they're running.
Yep.
And
Sure.
they are having more success than the people that are running that race.
Sure.
Why would you rejoin that race?
I don't
Every
know.
time they've tried to run that specific race, it has gone badly.
I'm curious, as much as I really hate discussing sales and numbers and shit, I am very curious how the Switch Lite performed. Speaking to what Antonio was talking about versus like really any other Switch, I guess. I guess I don't really know if that was as hot as the other offerings.
Who was that
Anybody
for?
know that answer?
I don't know. Who was that for? I would expect it wasn't so much. Like, it
Well, that's
was-
what you're talking about, though. It's like a
Well-
undocked kind of kid version. That's basically what the Switch Lite was, right?
Yeah.
the weird part was that, you know, the Joy-Cons are now no more. They're now attached
Yeah,
again.
right.
And
yeah.
it's like, but it's still
Switch
Switch
Lite was
games, we
weird.
swear. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
weird, but I don't know. I mean,
I
Nintendo
agree with you.
Nintendo has good software.
I'd rather pay a
period.
shit ton of money and have a Nintendo console that, you know, rivals the PS5, but that's never going to happen. So if this thing comes in operating on par with like a base PS4, you know, I'll be happy with that. I would love to see. I want to see Nintendo get into a space where they're able to create a Zelda that looks like a fucking Final Fantasy. I want that so bad. I want that more than anything.
It's never going to happen if they keep going with the hybrid, right? I mean, they're looking at cost cutting already.
I guess
mean,
we'll find out.
What do you think's going to happen with it? Prediction: 4K? Never.
No.
1080p?
What is it? 1440?
I mean, the handheld is. It's not 800. What is it on the OLED? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on the handheld because it's a completely different situation. Resolution handheld, you don't need it to be that crazy. But with the docked portion, the fact that it looked fuzzy on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was disappointing because you could tell it could be a beautiful game, even more so than it was already a beautiful game, if it had the capability, the horsepower to go on my 4K TV without looking like, you know, like a mess. So
You know, I'm not a smart man, but I always thought it was really weird when my games would perform worse in the dock than they would in handheld. And I don't know why that is, but I can play Animal Crossing handheld and it's just fine. I put that thing on my TV, and the chug is insane. And I always thought it was supposed to be backwards. I thought that the dock was supposed to like juice it up a little bit for the TV, but that has not been my experience with the Switch.
Rumors are that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be the game that might release on the Switch 1 and then the Switch 2, similar
That cross generation
Breath
game
of the
that they
Wild
always
2,
do.
yeah, which is a very late game to do it with. I think everybody thought that the
Would you
Tears
rather
of
they
the
do the
Kingdom-
cross-gen game with a game midway through the Switch's life cycle when the thing doesn't exist? Of course, it's a late.
I think
game,
that
like-
Tears of the Kingdom was going to be what people thought was going to be the same as the other one. It's like
Everybody
Breath of the
thought,
Wild's
yeah.
on one console than the other. Tears of the Kingdom's going to be on Switch 1 and Switch 2. So for it to not be that, I still think that in the future they would port it over,
Right.
Tears of the Kingdom to Switch 2, but for it to be after Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, after Pikmin, then whenever, because it hasn't even been announced if it is the case. If it is after Metroid, I would call that.
I hope
late.
that's not it.
That's why
I'm
I
gonna
used
be.
the word
I'm gonna
late.
be. I'm gonna be.
I hope
real.
it's not it.
I don't think
it sells
Metroid
enough.
is like a system launching property.
Same. I think it's a weird situation they're in. Some people said it was COVID. Some people said that the plans changed. I don't know.
I mean, every other month somebody new says something
sure.
Yeah.
It's
to
all rumors.
fill the void in that specific news cycle.
What do you think, Will? What's going on with the Switch? This wants.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know.
Are you excited?
I'm tired of trying to guess at what this company is going to do.
Mhm.
They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. It's gonna be
Is it
a
gonna be
little
amazing?
different from what anyone else has said about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I mean, if it's anything like the Switch, then if they can keep that going instead of, spraying diarrhea all over everything in the room like they did with the Wii U, then it's going to work out fine. They're playing their own game. They're running their own race. They're succeeding, and I don't expect them to stop and try to compete directly with like PlayStation and Xbox. Everything so far shows that the environment can handle both.
Yep.
It handles Nintendo running in its own lane, doing its own thing. So why would they not do that?
I agree.
I'm surprised because I always thought, and this is my fallacy, that the handheld kid market was different than the premium gamer market, and there's just some people out there that are, I don't know what
And they sold them both the same thing.
right, yeah, exactly, one product to satisfy both, but in my book, not fully satisfy both, but it's good enough where they'll
I
buy
mean,
it.
clearly it's in a lot of other people's books.
Yeah.
It's enough.
I mean, we bought it. We all bought it.
Yep.
I wish it was better, but we bought it, and that's
Yep.
basically where we are. Yeah. Nintendo.
All right.
I wish it was
I'm
better.
done. I'm at the point where I don't even necessarily wish it were more. I like. Can I finish my sentence? Can I finish it?
Go, Will. Go.
Okay. Because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And I haven't had, a terrible experience with a Switch game. Like, unless I've done something truly irresponsible, and then the game has a little trouble, then the Switch has some problems. Does it run everything the same way my PS5 does? No, it doesn't. But it's not my PS5. It's a Nintendo Switch. It is what it is. And that's what they're going to keep giving people. That's what they should keep giving people. They run their own race. They sell it almost entirely on their own hardware, on their own software. Whatever. Just keep doing that. They're just going to keep doing that. It's not going to be cutting edge graphically. And that's fine. I've always been an aesthetics over polygon count, realism, however you want to say it. I've always been aesthetics over that.
Yeah.
Because aesthetics age so much better.
I mean, shit, look at Mario Kart 8. That game still looks visually... Nintendo does have a really weird way of making...
They get the most out of their own hardware.
Yeah, really squeezing that lemon, you know? They make the limits of their consoles not visually apparent, for the most part.
Yeah,
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom struggles. But, like, you look at, like, a Mario game, like, those games just fucking look great.
Yeah, and as long as they continue to be able to make the most of their own hardware, then they're just going to make what they think they need. No more, no less.
Antonio, what the hell is this Kai Kanat?
Okay, so very quickly, Kai Kanat, I'd have no idea if we're pronouncing it right or not. If you Google right now, like news, just go to the Google News page. This is the third story. It is so big because this guy is a Twitch streamer who's so...
Bad start.
He's so incredible.
Which slur did he say?
He's so... Well, I'm glad you asked. He has won the award for being the most subscribed Twitch streamer. 6.4 million followers.
Jesus Christ.
4 million subscribers on YouTube. And he's on other things.
That's not that many.
Rumble. So
on YouTube.
So he is gibungous, right? And I've seen some of his streams in the past. He's made news this week because he had an IRL in real life meetup, and he was going to be giving away things which include like a PS5 or multiple, some shit like that. Like, he's loaded, obviously. If you see any pictures of him, he has jewelry to the max on him and stuff. And he in New York had a giveaway that turned into a full-scale riot. There were something like 60 to 70 people arrested. There were law enforcement swarming everywhere to try to keep the youths under control. And have you seen the clips of what went down by any chance, Adam?
No, what is this?
So
I'm too old for this shit. I don't know what the fuck any of this is.
Well, that's the thing. So he's a Twitch streamer, and I think he plays some games sometimes, but whenever I've seen him or I heard of him, he's done like IRL stuff. So Twitch does allow streams where it's just like you.
Just hang.
Yeah. And I've seen a video, a Twitch stream of him, and he has just this room where him and his friends are sitting around, chilling, partying. And like this one girl was like, she threw a chair or something into the wall and broke it. It doesn't matter. But the whole thing
sounds like MTV's The Real World back in the early 90s.
So Twitch, it's just traditional like video game streaming platform, has this sub element where it's about like you can do IRL, like hot tub shit or whatever the hell. It's like, just watch me live. And he's gotten so viral, and I think the fame of it has built up on itself, where it's like, oh, this guy's popular. Why is he popular? Oh, because he's popular.
Because he's popular, yeah.
More people just keep going and going, now to the fact that you can have a meetup that results in a total anarchy scene in the city of New York. So, you know, he's had like bans for like, you see, that's the weird thing about like IRL streamers, is they put just their whole life, like you said, real world, on their thing. So he would be like scrolling a feed and he had like explicit photos come up, so he would be banned for like a day or 30 days or whatever it is. So, you know, he's had some controversy, but this is like the main thing. Here's what I want to know, and this is why it's a headline for us at Megadads. We are too old to understand what it means to glorify streamers to this extent, especially, right? We're not going to be crazy over these people for streaming their lives. Like, we don't care about the camera in your living room. You know, it's not for us. One of the things he got banned for was he ate too many edibles and passed out on stream. So he got banned for 30 days because he had too many special brownies. So that was the thing. Like they're like, oh shit, we can't have this.
Doesn't anybody watch Law and Order anymore?
Yeah. So the reason that this is even a headline is I want to ask you, Adam, what kind of fan reaction are you hoping for at 2DCon? Can you talk to us about 2DCon coming up?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How will you start the riot at 2D?
Yeah, what kind of crowd are you expecting? Are you expecting
12, 15 people?
Are you expecting? Talk to us about 2DCon. This is the mid-show plug that I was putting this headline in for. What is
that? That's what we're leading to?
That's what I wanted to do.
If you live in the Minneapolis area, I will be at 2DCon. Evan will be at 2DCon, and Rob will be at 2DCon.
Nice.
Saturday night. Oh God,
what date?
I'm not gonna have the
he doesn't
date.
know.
I'm not gonna have the date pulled up. Hold on.
The Megadads are going to be live. Adam, in person. You can touch him with permission.
August 26th, right?
August 26th,
So
Minneapolis
we've done a live
area.
show there the last several years.
2DCon.
And this year they're like, we're gonna put you in the 9 o'clock Saturday night slot because we don't want children walking in on your show again this year.
9 p.m.
Good choice by the 2DCon people. Yes. So you can head over to 2dcon.net, get your tickets, and come see us.
That's the true headline.
We will
2DCon.
not be eating edibles and passing out. You will not sit there and watch me do mundane shit like brush my teeth and fold my underpants, which apparently is what people do on. I might be in a hot tub. Maybe I'll get in a hot tub.
You'll have to check with the 2DCon people.
I'll see if they can get a hot tub in there for me. I don't fucking understand this lifestyle.
Kai might be there, okay? I didn't say he was. I didn't confirm it. I just heard a rumor that Kai might join Adam.
Yeah, he totally wants to hang out with a bunch of people who have no idea who he is.
I heard on a Reddit subboard that he might be there.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know.
Let's move on to Will's got a Final Fantasy story. Will?
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14. It's FanFest. It's one of like three big. It's like if E3 was for one game, is what FanFest is. They just did the big one is in Vegas. They also do one in Japan. They've done one in Europe before. I don't know if they still do that. But Vegas is the big one. And they announced the next expansion, Dawn Trail, will be next summer, and it's 14 is finally going to come to Xbox in the spring of 2024.
How old is this game?
They just celebrated 10th anniversary for 14.
Holy crap! And they're just now starting on a new platform, which means they're not going to stop anytime soon, right?
I mean, probably not. I don't know.
Thank
I don't know how
goodness.
much work it was to get it running on Xbox.
Yeah.
This is expansion 5. It is it's going to be the start of a new big arc. The last one kind of got wrapped up with Endbringer. The name was a little on the nose. Endwalker, I'm sorry. Either way, End was in it. It's fine. It's a new thing, new continent. We're starting something different. And don't know a ton about it just yet. You know, they're going to drip feed kind of announcements for like the new classes and stuff like that between, over the next year until this game comes out. Having it on Xbox, I'll be interested to see. No, I won't. I know how they're going to sell it. Every time they update every time a new expansion comes out, the last one gets folded into like the base game that you can buy. That's how they do it. I don't know why I said that out loud. It's crossplay between PlayStation and PC, has been since it started. So I imagine it'll be very much the same here. Oh man, they need to get some more servers going. Okay. I remember when the last expansion came out. I tried to play that pretty close to when it came out, I would need to try to log in 30 minutes to an hour before I thought I could sit down to play.
For real?
When it was at its busiest, and they did alleviate it pretty quick. It didn't stay this bad this long. I would be like 32,000 people in line.
Oh my god.
They had to invest in this like infrastructure, like
Yeah.
you know, like server infrastructure. And I
The
followed
last
this
one popped
closely.
off in a huge way.
They knew it and they
Mhm.
prepped, and it still was a week. That's
Yep.
how big it.
It's still not, it's not bad anymore. It was really bad for the first maybe 2 weeks after the expansion came out. And they kept having to come up with new stuff to detect if people were just staying logged in so they didn't have to, get back in line and kick those people out. It was a mess. And I would imagine they're going to need, well, they could potentially need a lot more depending on how many brand new people come in now that it will be on Xbox.
All those years ago when this first was announced, like way back, I was like, oh, it's not an Xbox. It's not on Xbox. It was, PC, PlayStation. Are you
It was PS3.
Are you
PC.
Are you surprised that it's finally coming to Xbox after all this time?
A little bit, yeah.
Me
actually.
too. Me too. At this point, I was like, fuck. Like when your wife comes out and she's like, oh, you want to do it? You're like, fuck. Like you're not, you're not expecting it at all. And you're like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're sad. You're happy, but you weren't expecting. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
so big.
if anybody's coming in for the first time on Xbox, you've got like 5 video games worth of stuff to get through.
Yeah, it's like it's been a while, and I
It's been
like
a long time.
it's been a long time, and I like it, but it's unexpected. It's on fuck.
Yeah, it's absolutely unexpected.
Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox. Holy fuck! All right, I'm done.
Okay.
That was my input.
Are you one of
fine.
these 14 hardcore kids, Will? You're big on this game, right?
I'm not
Big,
one of
big.
these hardcore kids. I've played it for most of its 10-year run.
That's a hardcore.
It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, seriously. I'm
That's a
proud
decade
of Will.
commitment to one game, dude.
All right.
When I got into the last expansion and I had to play my way up to get fucking to the last expansion, there's a lot of game there now. Will was my go-to. I was like, Will, like help me. Like, what is this? What do you do? Like? It's a big game. It's a lauded game. Like, it's critically acclaimed. And if you like MMOs, that's the shit you want. You want that Final Fantasy in your mouth. It's like chef's kiss.
And it's the same team. It's the same studio at Square Enix that made 16. They've been making these, yeah.
Ooh.
The writing has been excellent for a long time now. There's some weird spots kind of at the beginning, but it is top shelf excellent stuff. I really enjoy the story in this game. It's just really hard to recommend to people just because of how long it is now.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to talk about how very, very good Endwalker is and how excellent Endwalker is, it's like, well, this is, the 5th full video game's worth of content.
If you start from day one, you have to work your way up there, which was my problem. Like, I had to go back, make a character, go through the first campaign, go through the second campaign, Like,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't necessarily call any of the campaigns bad.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that. Some are stronger than others. Heaven's Word, the first expansion, is very, very good. It's excellent. The most recent 2 have been some of my, if I were to place them individually on us, they'd be some of my favorite Final Fantasy games.
Beautiful
Like,
games.
They are excellent. I guess I'm a little cautious, a little not sure about the idea that we're just going to start another story arc and we're just going to take off on something new. I'm like, how much longer are we going to keep? It's been 10 years. How much further are we going?
Right.
And
Are
I
they
believe
ever
he's
going to make
even-
another one? Like an MMO? No, or is this the MMO and they're going to go for another 5 years?
I mean, I don't know. I guess as long as it continues to be successful, why not?
Said they were
It's
gonna
like the
ride
Switch
that
Why not?
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it. We don't need 4K. Give them
I mean-
1080p for 30 fucking years.
Yeah, they talked to the producer, and he said that he wants to do at least another 2 expansion packs
Holy
after this
shit. You mean after the Dawn Road
one. After
one?
Dawn Trail, yeah.
Jesus fuck. Adam,
mean,
that's a long
he-
time. My daughter's going to be in high school. Jesus
It's entirely
fucking Christ.
possible.
Nope,
She's in
not
diapers.
for me.
Yep.
Jesus.
And yeah, see, I can sit here, I can talk about how extremely good it is, but it there is a portion of people that are quite right to say that's a big ass time investment. No, thank you.
Right.
MMOs are a long road.
I have to respect that. Like on
Yeah.
some level, I get it. You know. I don't really see them ditching this to make another MMO since this one's working out. Shit, I think you can still make a Final Fantasy XI account at this point. I don't know why on earth he would ever do that.
I like Final Fantasy 11. MMOs are a hard game. Like if you look at the top charts, like top 5 MMOs, which are money makers, especially when you're on a subscription level, like the way that Final Fantasy, 14 is, they're making the dough, right? That is a hard game to get into. It's hard to invest in a new one. So like, why not? If you look at any top 5 list in the last 10 years, they're on there. And if not number 1, they're number 2. Like seriously, it's a success.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I like the game. I did step away for a while, as I have the past couple of expansions. I've gotten on, run through the new stuff, played a little bit of the stuff they kind of add to it after that, and then I put it down really until right before the next one comes out. So I haven't been playing this continuously for 10 years. Though I guess if I had to put a number on it, maybe 6 of the 10 all told. Still an embarrassing thing to say to another human person. I like it. I'm probably going to continue to like it. And we'll see what happens. There's also a Fall Guys collab.
Shut
Oh
up.
dear God.
That's the strangest thing that came out of FanFest. Not Xbox, but the Fall Guys collab.
God bless America or Japan.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, every once in a while, Final Fantasy does like these weird product placement things, like the cup of noodles with 15.
Yeah.
it was just kind of
Yeah.
like, what?
That was cool. Don't shit on
And,
that.
like-
That was cool.
I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it made sense, but it was also like, what?
Though oddly enough, I guess they're not ready to talk about what 16 crossover stuff they'll do because they would have to, right? They even made it like it wouldn't even be that hard. I have the car from Final Fantasy 15. They did a crossover with 14.
It was one of
I
the
have the
coolest
car.
mounts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking dope. You can ride
And
in the car from the other
and
Final
it can turn
Regalia,
into, like, the
right?
airship. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yep.
god.
And it
How do
can
you
turn
know
into,
that?
like the flying.
You're not a
Regalia.
weeb. What's going on, Adam? You fucking poser.
I
You don't
played
know what
Final
the fuck you're
Fantasy
talking-
15.
Yeah,
I know
You
the
don't
car.
know what the
Yeah.
fuck you're talking about, Adam. Wrap it up, you fucker.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's more Final Fantasy 14 on the way for
The
ever.
foreseeable future.
Forever.
Ever.
Really quick,
Since
since we're talking about Final Fantasy, and before we wrap up this show, I have finished this game, Final
Where's the
Fantasy
review?
16. The review will be coming out soon.
fucking slacker.
My son has already started his second playthrough. He's doing New Game Plus, and he's already like, I don't know, 8 hours into it.
You must
Love
be
the
so
game.
Proud, dude.
Loves the game.
That's so.
I
good.
love the game. I do have issues with it that I want to talk about with Will once he has finished it. I'm not gonna get into it right now.
Is it in top 3 Final Fantasies of all time?
No, not for me. Not for me
Shock.
personally.
I mean, top 3. That is a difficult.
I
That's
just
a
wanted
very
to know. I
prestigious
just wanted to
point.
know because I want to know. I want to know.
I will say I don't know if it would crack top 5 for me.
Okay.
but I do want to talk about this game next month once Will has finished it. I do really love the game. It's a fantastic game, but I do have some issues with it that I really want to talk about. Maybe we can do some sort of spoiler chat or something.
I would love to do a spoiler
We have
cast.
to, you guys have to do it. I'll tune in. I'll listen to you guys talk for hours.
Because I have feelings. I have a lot of mixed
I want to hear your feelings. Can you share your feelings with me, Will? Will? What are you feeling right now, Will?
What am I feeling right now?
Primary emotion. Go. 3.
Primary
2,
emotion.
1. Go.
Thirsty.
Adam.
Final Fantasy Fieldcast. My primary emotion is I gotta pee, which means we're gonna wrap this bitch up with the caboose. Every month we end Megadads Live with a recommendation for something outside the world of video games that we think you would enjoy. I'll kick it off. I am only halfway through this movie because I am an adult with 2 small children and I can't watch things in one sitting that aren't on Disney Plus. But I already really enjoy this, and I will say that you should watch Megan. Megan, the movie
fuck you,
about
man.
the crazy ass robot toy girl that goes ape shit and starts fucking things up. It's a horror light
like a
movie.
Scary movie. Nah.
It's PG-13. It's not scary. At least at this point, I'm halfway through the movie.
It's like you haven't even seen the back half. You haven't seen the climax of this film, Adam. You can't say it's not scary.
A life-size AI android thing.
What I love about it is, it's a movie about they build this AI robot toy that like it pairs with a child and it gets to know them and it's there to protect them and all this shit. And obviously things go very, very wrong and it starts killing people. But what I love about it so much is how cleverly the movie really parallels Megan with like screen time, like an iPad or a video game, in the way that they'll be like, go play with Megan for a little bit while I'm doing my work or while I'm doing this. And she pawns off her kid onto this AI toy like an adult would be like, go watch the iPad for a little while I do something important, And it's so clear as day, the parallels and what this movie is trying to say about the dangers of entrusting your kid to technology, right? It's very clever and witty and just kind of snarky and gross in that way. And
Wild world, Adam. Wild world.
I love it. It's just... Like I said, it's a PG-13 horror, so it's not like gory and super bloody.
I thought
or anything.
It was going to be weirder than that. Okay.
It's more funny, but like I said, I'm only halfway through it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking it. So it's on Prime right now, and if you're a person that likes that kind of thing, you should watch it.
Don't watch it, everybody. Okay, this is
you should watch it.
Antonio's
Totally watch it.
Anti-caboose.
Megan rips off this like 10-year-old kid's ear, just like straight off his head. It's hilarious,
dude. What the fuck are you recommending? Anyway, keep going.
Will, what's
he just
in your
described
caboose?
it. Like, are you not paying attention?
Yeah, he's talking about
this
robot rips off this kid's ear. You gotta see.
It's fucking great. So good.
See, if you buy the unrated DVD, he rips off the kid's nutsack.
I'd watch that too.
Yeah, but see, you wouldn't have watched it to begin with. So that's how they sneak you in, is with.
I'll double dip to get that nutsack rip.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right?
Twitch chat. Can you clip that?
No. Okay. So I'm in an awkward situation. I was all set and ready to say that Evo I love it. It's the big fighting game tournament in North America. It's going on right now. But it's going on right now. So by the time anyone hears this, it'll be over.
You're a big Evo guy. I think you recommended this last year.
Yeah, Evo.
Probably. I probably did. Yeah. Though you can watch replays. Yeah, it's still going to be online. Watch something on Evo. It's the first year for Street Fighter 6. That game hasn't been out very long, so that should be an interesting tournament to watch. I think it's the big game. I guess Street Fighter usually is at Evo. It's usually the last one they do. I think I've seen like 2 years where they don't. That's where a lot of big announcements happen. We might get I fully expect like a Tekken 8 release date, probably by the end of it. I have totally gotten off track. Evo makes me happy because it's really fun to watch. And even if you just tune in to like the top 8, like the last however long stream, just like top 8, you can find these very cool, very interesting storylines and players to just kind of follow and chase as they go through it. And it's really good stuff. Even if you don't understand or enjoy like playing fighting games, I still think you should give it a watch because I think it's accessible enough to spectators. Anything that happens that's super complicated, they are great at explaining. That doesn't really come up if you watch like Street Fighter. But if you watch like Guilty Gear, they'll break down Roman canceling and stuff like that. Anything that you see on screen, if it's more complex than guy A punched guy B, they can really help you wrap your head around it and understand it. And it's a great time. The entire community around it, the atmosphere, everything is just great. It's one of my favorite events to watch, period. I love it. You should watch it.
That is Evo, and I assume you're watching it on Twitch.
Yes, it is on Twitch.
There you go, yep. All right, Antonio, tell me what's in your caboose. Block parties?
No, I haven't been very like in tune with anything outside gaming there because we've had a very good problem of having too much good things. So it was like Zelda a lot. It was Diablo. It was like so much good shit has been out, right? Street Fighter. And I finally went back to television, right? Our first love, right? Or second love, I should say. The Bear on Hulu is a show about a restaurateur who is going back to Chicago from the top of the cuisine like peak to try to invest in a restaurant that his brother had started. And it's Chicago based, so I'm kind of biased because I'm in Chicago. And it's all about the restaurant life as far as like how to be a chef, how to run a business, the obstacles, the characters that they have. So it's called The Bear on Hulu. You may have heard of it.
I've heard about it a lot. I see a lot of people.
You were like the second person this week to recommend I watch that show.
So what's interesting about all that is before I walked into this podcast, again, the block party happening outside, there was a group of people like right outside my door and they were talking about The Bear. And I was like walking inside. I'm like, I got a podcast, gotta go, guys. And they're talking about The Bear. And I ran over and I'm like, are you guys talking about The Bear? And like, I had to talk to them about it. That's why I was like 5 minutes late. I was like, oh my God. So they had heard about it. The season 1 is like halfway. I usually give things 3 episodes. And if it isn't good in 3 episodes, I quit. This is not that, unfortunately. You have to give it the entire first season. So it's 8 episodes out of 10 before
it doesn't take
really
off
good.
right away, huh?
No, it's 8 out of 10 of, it's a 10 episode season. But after that, you're incredibly invested. Me and my wife did not like it, even being
I'm sorry,
from Chicago.
episode 8?
8.
After
it takes
8 of 10.
It takes 8, yes. But it's one of those where, they plant 8 seeds to get to the, and then it's like
there's
it
just enough there.
Yeah, but most things I only give 3 episodes. My other caboose, really quick, I have to do both, is Only Murders.
No, I want to know why it's called The Bear.
Yeah, why is it called The Bear? They fuck a bear?
No, I can't spoil that for you, actually.
Fucking a bear. There's bear fucking.
It actually kind of matters, so I can't.
Oh, okay. So it's not like there's a secret fridge that they're like, now don't open that fridge.
No, the second thing.
Don't open that fridge. And he opens it, it's like, oh shit, it's a bear.
So number 1 is give The Bear 8 episodes or the first season. The second one is Only Murders in the Building. It's Selena Gomez, but it's also Steve Martin and, oh damn it, the name's escaping
Martin
me.
Short.
Martin Short. So comedic legends with, honestly, Selena Gomez doesn't do much in the fucking
comedic
thing.
Legends and
But
Selena Gomez.
yeah, it's not that good, but it is a dark comedy murder mystery that really got us. And it actually, even though we were in The Bear and like oh fuck, we gotta start season 2, we are going and like we're going and we're like, let's give this other one a shot. It actually pulled us away from The Bear, and now I'm like in this because it's a murder mystery dark comedy that's really good, and my brother had recommended it to me, and so I would recommend on Hulu as well, Only Murders in the Building. And it's if you're into mystery, if you're into like, you know, dark comedy, that's what they have going on. And again, strong recommendation. So Hulu's got some good shit on there right now.
Yeah, like if I was thinking, I would have said my caboose might have just been Hulu. It's a pretty great service.
I mean, it's ups
Just
and downs, isn't it? With all
Well,
these services,
yeah, I mean,
it's like
all
of a
these
sudden
are,
this
but-
is good, and then it's like, oh,
Now,
Netflix
Only Murders in
sucks,
the
and then you
Building,
go to Hulu.
I will watch. That's
Yeah.
already like
No,
on my
it's good.
list to do. So I'll definitely.
Wait, you
watch
haven't
that.
seen it? Okay, yeah. Give it a couple. Murders in the Building will get you after 2 episodes. So
So 2v8, and I wanted to watch that one anyway.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll see if people are still talking about the bear for its 3rd or 4th season.
I heard good things, man. I heard good things.
You guys,
I don't know. You just said it was 2, and I'm just maybe they'll talk about it later because I'm not going to watch it right now.
Watch everything you can, man.
You
Whatever
guys
have
are gonna
time.
make me get fucking Hulu.
No, you have Hulu because
So
you have
he-
Disney.
Well, I don't. See, here's the thing. I don't
What?
have
No,
that.
Oh,
you can
fuck.
get
I
get
don't
them all
have
together.
that bundle thing.
It's
I've been
$3.
waiting because I
Oh
know
my god.
I know that they're gonna roll that shit up next year. You know, all into one
Mm.
thing.
I
So
don't
I've
know
been
how
like,
they do it.
I've been just like
No, dude.
going back and forth.
Right now I have Disney, ESPN, Hulu, and one other thing for like whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
14. You
Yeah.
don't have
Oh, I've
that?
I've looked at it plenty of times. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Oh my god, that ESPN
Yeah,
should have
I
on
do
the
it.
background
I
all the
watch
time.
Hulu. Hulu is like our primary
Yeah,
streaming.
Hulu,
service.
Disney, ESPN, like it's strong compared.
It's strong. It's strong.
Oh,
Well, this
man.
episode was strong.
Was
you guys
it?
are strong.
We put it in the hole, but I don't know if it was spag.
I don't think either one of you said spag once.
No.
I mean, I
Um,
did, but you didn't ring the bell.
Did you?
So
I didn't hear
You
it.
fucked up, Adam.
Say it again. Say
See,
it
I
now.
You
just-
fucked
I'll
up.
give
I
you two. I'll give you
Say
two.
I,
It.
it's not very I didn't say it yet.
No, he did. Now
That's-
you say it.
Oh, okay. That's not very spag of you.
I want,
I give you 3.
Okay.
I want to lick the spag off your back.
No, that one's just gross. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mega Dads Live. Come see me at TootyCon in August.
Bye bye.
I love you guys. Bye.